I know I always say this, I hate to sound cliche, but they sure look good together.
Yeah.
They really look good together.
They really do. So this is Hi Utsuri. So they both maintain that Utsuri name, and then we have Shiro, which is white, and then Hi, which is actually the word for fire. So it's fire color. This is bred by Shinoda, who is also probably the most famous Hi Utsuri breeder. There's a few Hi Utsuri breeders out there, but Shinoda is, in my heart, one of my most favorite.
In your big teddy bear
heart?
heart?
Yeah, that's right. I remember the first time going to his farm. I was pretty young, and I'm out there buying koi, and he's one of the first farms I visited, and I was checking out these really cool Hi Utsuris, and he's like, come here. And I didn't speak any Japanese, and he didn't speak any English, and he shows me the parent fish that he uses.
Oh, really?
And he has this Hi Utsuri. Well, I was younger, so in my head, this fish was like 7 feet long. It's probably just a meter, but it's the biggest Hi Utsuri out there.
Just a bomber, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. And such a rad fish. And so Shinoda's always had a real special place in my heart.
That's neat.
Yeah. So as you can see, the same exact sort of body wrapping of black, and that's the key to Utsuri. It has, the black doesn't stop at the lateral line; it actually continues down. This is a 2-year-old as well, so these are both 2-year-olds, and you can see this is much less sumi. So I picked out something that's more on the 40%, 30%.
And is textbook 50-50, just the checkerboard all the way down?
You got it.
So that's textbook. I think that's important for people to realize about the textbook thing, right? And the closer you get to textbook, the more money they're going to cost, right?
Yeah. I would say it depends on who's judging this koi show, right? So I was recently judging the All Japan Koi Show, and the leader in my judging group was Omosako, the oldest brother. And of course, he's sort of the man when it comes to Shiro Utsuri.
He's the go-to guy.
We're judging Shiro Utsuri, and the vote came down to 2 fish, and I would say 60% voted for this one Shiro, and it was exactly the textbook, perfect Shiro. What we talk about pattern-wise, it had everything going for it. Beautiful fish. And Omosako voted for a completely different fish that was kind of off everyone's radar. And later on, I came up to him and I was like, hey, why'd you pick this fish? And because this fish had a ton of black. It was easily 80% black, more black than this fish.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, Shawn, because Shiro is about sumi. It's all about black. And this koi has a very, very special black. So I would be, wrong to vote for this fish. And even though he owns both the fish, so no matter what, he's coming out a winner, right?
Right.
But he feels that Shiro Utsuri is about sumi. So that's an example where textbook is important, but not the end of everything.
Once you know the rules, then you can break them a little bit, right?
Exactly,
You can veer from a little.
Definitely. All right, now we have the Hi Utsuri. Hi meaning fire, which is that kind of nice orange-red color. This is a really beautiful bodied fish, bred by Shinoda. Great body. We look at the body line, she's nice and long. Doesn't have really much of a belly. Utsuri in general tend to have kind of these big bellies and short triangle faces. This is a really, really nice, strong, streamlined body. So again, we have a checkerboard pattern. So we have a patch of red here, followed by some black, followed by red, black, red, and then black, both on each side and down through the body. And this is a great example of some really, really cool menoir on the face. That's that really neat pattern. It's like a lightning bolt, kind of strikes down onto that bigger patch there, and she even has perfect sort of 50-50 on the nose between the orange and the black there. It's really, really cool. So one thing that separates Utsuri, and this is a common question I get is, what's the difference between like a Hi Utsuri and a Hi Beko? Beko is also an orange and black fish, and the black spots on it are kind of like little footprints, where this is, that real strong banding. If you notice, the banding goes all the way down the lateral lines on each side, and there's always black on the face. A Beko is not going to have that. In fact, the real difference between these koi is when they're born, Utsuris are all black. So the fry, the little itty bitty baby fry swimming around, is solid black, which is hard to believe because this is such an orange fish. But it's actually born solid black, and then as it starts to mature, the orange comes back up, and we see that as the koi matures. So that's the big difference between an Utsuri and a Beko. Is the Utsuri is actually a black fish.
And so when the Hi Bekos are born, are they solid orange and they wait for the black to emerge?
Exactly. Something that's really cool about both of these fish is as they develop, Hi Utsuri is one of the first fish that I owned personally. And when I bought it, it looked something just like this, similar pattern. Then it turned completely orange, lost all of its black.
No kidding.
And Shiro Utsuris will do the same thing. They'll lose all of their black. And it's as the fish is growing, that sumi goes down, and then a couple years later, the sumi re-emerges. But it re-emerges with like a vengeance or something, because it's always really, really deep, inky black. And that can happen over the course of 5, 6, 7 years, depending on the quality of the fish.
So the Utsuri, in general, they take longer to finish. You
got it. And that's something that I get excited about koi, because I like to pick out something small, not knowing what's going to happen.
And then not all koi are going to give you that, right? So the Utsuri in particular is really going to give you that.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's what I was talking about. It's kind of a more, the mature hobbyist realize that in Utsuri. That's what we were talking about before the shoot, that I think the more mature hobbyists realize that, and so they want to experiment with the fish more, right?
That's great. Perfect analogy.
That's why I want a whole pond just Shiro Utsuri.
Absolutely, man.
Almost Sako.
Almost Sako Shiro. Taco Hero's gonna love that.
Let's how about we add the third fish into this mix?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's pull up the fish that started it all.
Okay.